In this video, I'm going to summarize Center of Excellence Starter Kit. Now, Center of Excellence Starter Kit is basically a set of templates that are designed to basically help develop a strategy for adopting, maintaining, and supporting your Power Platform environment. Now, this includes various components like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI. The kit includes a lot of analytical reports to view and interact with the data which is collected. Now, the kit provides a lot of assets and templates and suggested pattern and practices for implementing your COE efforts. Now, the basic fundamentals of the Center of Excellence Starter Kit is that it should be seen as a template from which you inherit your individual solution, and then it can serve as an inspiration for implementing your own apps, processes, or flow within your organization. Now, as you see in this visual over here, COE toolkit component. So COE toolkit component basically comprises of core components, nurture components, innovation components, audit components, ALM accelerator, admin task analysis. Now, what are the benefits of using Center of Excellence Starter Kit? Now, the benefits are basically it breaks down organizational silos. It drives improvements. It drives standardization and consistency. There's the ease of governance, and it drives innovation as well. And there are many other benefits which I haven't listed over here. But then, as you start using Center of Excellence Starter Kit, you will reach to that excellence level. Now, to start with, how things work is like you need to install a solution from PowerCat GitHub repository. So I'm going to share that link in this video. Now, that particular the solution has multiple components. So if you see core components, so if you install the core component solution, then you will get core components app. If you install the innovation backlog, then you'll see innovation backlog, nurture components, governance app, ALM accelerator app, and Power Platform admin planning app. Now, from a core components app, you will see a COE setup and upgrade visit, admin environment request, make a command center, admin command center, set app permission, set flow permission, admin access this flow, admin access this app, set up visit arm features, DLP impact analysis, app catalog, Power Platform admin view app. Now, these are a combination of Power apps, model driven app, and Canvas app. Mostly model driven app. Earlier, it was a Canvas apps, but now Microsoft is slowly changing all this thing into a model driven app. And also, there are some app which you cannot use independently, but that you can utilize while utilizing the Power BI report. Now, under Innovation Backlog app, you will have two apps: Innovation Backlog Admin and Innovation Backlog. Under Nurture Components app, you will have Nurture Apps Admin, Nurture Apps Maker Video Hub app. From a governance app perspective, you will have Developer Compliance Center app, Clean Up Old Objects app, App and Flow Inactivity Notifications Cleanup View app. From an ALM Accelerator app perspective, you will have ALM Accelerator for Power Platform, ALM Accelerator for Power Platform Admin. Now, when you install this COE Center of Excellence Starter Kit component, the first app which will help you configure all this thing is the COE Setup and Upgrade Wizard. So this is the most important app for starting. And then once you install all this app, then the most useful app which will come to your rescue is the Power Platform Admin View app, because it will give you a glimpse of whatever inventory is present within your Power Platform environment. So these two apps are the most important app from a core components perspective. Now, COE Setup and Upgrade Wizard app. Here, you can view the upgrade history. You can set the communication method. You can set some mandatory settings. You can configure the inventory data source. You can run setup and inventory flows. You can publish the Power BI dashboard, share the apps, and configure data flows. Now, as you see over here, inventory data source, what does that mean is like in your organization, now the Center of Excellence Starter Kit starts collecting inventory. Now, how it does, it makes use of Power Automate to collect those inventory. Now, there are two methods to collect the inventory. One is cloud flows and another is data export. Cloud flows is okay if you have maybe less than 10,000 apps or flows within your organization. But if you have more than that, it is highly advisable to use the data export functionality, which makes use of Microsoft Azure to export the data from your Power Platform admin environment to Azure. And then from there, the inventory gets registered. Okay. Now, I'm going to show it to you in demo. So let's go into the solution. Okay, to start with, what you need to do is like you need to go into github.com Microsoft COE starter kit. Now this is the website which houses the COE starter kit functionality. So this website has it's an open source, so there are a lot of releases done by the starter kit team. Now, as you see over here, this is a COE starter kit February 2024 release. So if you want to install Center of Excellence starter kit, what you need to do is like go into this releases, and then once you are within that releases, you can download the zip file. Here there are like a lot of instructions which has been provided. Now what you can do, you can view what are the feature set which is going to come with the Feb 2024 release, what are the bugs which has been addressed over here, and on the in the bottom you will see all this managed solutions. Okay, now all the solutions like audit component, core component, innovation backlog, nurture component, all has this managed solutions. Now either you can download this manually, or maybe you can take coe starterkit.zip, which is like a combination of all these files. Okay, so I would advise you to download just this file, extract it within your system, and then you will get all this managed solution and try to install it one by one. Now, how to install? You need to first create a separate environment or any environment which you prefer, but I would advise create a separate environment, call it a Center of Excellence or COE, and then start importing. Like click on import solution and then import all the zip files which has been presented in that release. Okay, so the zip file will have core component.zip, innovation backlog.zip, nurture.zip, audit.zip. So start doing one by one, but make sure that the first solution which you import is a core component. Okay. Now, when you import, there will be a lot of questions asked in terms of connection setting, in terms of licenses, in terms of verification. So you need to pass all those things. And once you're successful, then this solution will get imported within your environment. As you see over here, I have installed this starter kit successfully. Now this is the latest version. You can see the latest version 1.0.20240104.1, and this is Center of Excellence governance component, nurture components, core components, and innovation backlog component. Now once you install all this component, what you can do is like you can go inside the solution, and then under apps you will see whole bunch of apps. Okay, now core components has the majority number of apps, as you see over here. So if I click on apps over here, so this, oh sorry, I've opened ALM accelerator app, and that's what is showing as two apps. So let me go back and click on Center of Excellence core components. So if I click on managed, and if I click on core components, then you will see a lot of apps as a part of Center of Excellence core component. So there are 14 apps. Okay, so what I've done is like I have clicked on each and every link for the apps. Some of the app are Canvas apps, some are model driven app. I have opened this app and I've marked as favorites. Okay, so if I click on COE, then you can see under core, these many apps exist. Under governance, these many apps exist. Under nurture, these many, innovation, ALM, and then Power Platform admin planning. Okay. Now, also in the part of that solution, you will find some dashboards as well. So there are four dashboards: production, governance, pulse, and Power Platform admin planning. So from a dashboard perspective, if you see over here, Power BI reports, you have production dashboard, you have a pulse dashboard, you have a governance dashboard, and Power Platform admin planning. Every dashboard has its own purpose, but production dashboard is the main one which covers all the inventory, all the compliance, all the DLP related information. So there are many pages within production dashboard. I'm going to demonstrate that as well. Okay, so once you install all this thing, the first application which I mentioned, which is very important, is the setup and upgrade wizard. So Center of Excellence upgrade wizard. So here what it will do, it will start confirming your prerequisites. It will configure the communication method, go step by step, configure all these things, and then once you're done with it, click on finish, and then your Center of Excellence starter kit will be up and running. Now give some time, because this flows and all when it collects inventory, and it depends on your environment. If your environment has more than say 5,000 apps or inventory, then it might take a while for the flow to run and the result to be presented to the Power BI report or the application in the backend. Now then there is another app called as audit log setup, which is a set of wizard arm feature, which will help you configure the audit logs. And now this is again a wizard based approach. You can confirm the prerequisite, create those app registration in your Azure, configure some mandatory values, start the subscription, turn on the flow. Earlier, this app was not presented in a much richer interface. We had to do a lot of things manually, but the starter kit team has done a fantastic job of configuring this particular app in a model driven fashion, and then in a visit based approach. There are many other apps, but the important app which I'm showing you over here is the Power Platform Admin View app. Now, this is the most amazing app, I would say, because this will give you a glimpse of whatever is present within your organization's tenant of Power Platform. Okay, so you can explore the apps, the app makers, environment, all the makers within your environment, all the flows, all the business process flows, Power Pages site, desktop flows, bots, connectors. Now there's a whole bunch of lists. Let me show you this diagram over here. So if you see Power Platform Admin View perspective, you can see Power Apps app, flow, environment, connectors, bot, desktop flow, Power Pages site, BPF, audit log, environment capacity, AI models, solutions within that particular tenant. And then it has some additional requests like environment request. If user has requested for environment creation, then those all things will be presented in this location. Then there is a data policy request with regards to data loss prevention. You can manage the users, you can manage the makers, you can manage the admin, and from an app perspective, you can do a whole bunch of other things. Within the app, you can find out whether the app is quarantined, whether an app is orphaned, whether an app audit based information is present within the system. What is the DLP status for that app? What is the data loss prevention status? What is the business justification when this app was suggested or built? Whether that app is presented in the app catalog or a feature, whether that app is a featured app, how many connections exist within the app, does it use any Power Automate within the app, how the app is used, like whether it is being used, it is used frequently, who accessed it, where the app is shared with, whom the app how many users have given feedback for that specific app, what are the return on investment, and also there are like some services which runs frequently, like inactivity. Like if your app is inactive for a certain period of time, then the app notifies an admin. If the app does not follow any compliance parameters, like if someone has created an app and if the app does not have a business justification, then it is not following the compliance. So then, can you excuse that app from inactivity or compliance? Can you excuse the app from cleanup? So automatically, Center of Excellence Starter Kit will start deleting the app if it is configured to delete it after 30 days or 60 days of inactivity. So you can even excuse the app from getting cleaned up. Okay, you can excuse the app from getting inventorized as well. So all these things can be done in the Power Platform Admin View app. Okay, so as you click on each and everything, whatever I have talked about is all present within this particular app. So you can view the users like a makers or Power Platform users, or set up a security role permissions, see the connection identities. Okay, and then view all this information. Okay, now here if you see in the screen, you can see there are like 5 or 6 app makers. There's an active environment, how many environments exist, how many app exist within the environment, how many flows exist within the environment, and also who are the flow makers and how many apps and flows are created. So like this you can explore this particular application. Okay, moving on, there is a developer compliance center app whereby you can view all the apps which is created within this tenant, and also you can view all the flows which is missing the details like description, or it is marked as inactive, or it is non-compliant, it is not, or it is quarantined, or republishing is required. So all these things can be done using this compliance center app. Then there is a video hub app, which is like kind of internal YouTube for your organization, but it has an external link to say YouTube or any other third-party video source, so which you can present it to your internal users, so the users can do the upskilling of Power Platform, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, or Power BI related solutions. Also there are some innovation backlog app which is like quite, I'd not say good enough to be qualified for delivering the solution, but then it does its work. You can add ideas, you can view the idea, you can view the return on investment, you can understand the complexity before even building an app. So this is all about collecting the ideas from your users and then materializing into some solution. There's a specific app for admin, like admin can see, like this has a comprehensive list of all the tasks which has been performed by admin within a Power Platform environment. Now, the tasks are classified either into Power Apps, or it is environment based, or it is AI Builder based, or it is all Power Platform. Okay, and how much time you should invest in, whether all this activity, whether it is automated, whether what's the frequency of execution, what is the duration, and who does it currently, and what is the experience level required to conduct this exercise. Okay, now, based on all this report, like based on all this data, what you present, there is a dashboard called as Power Platform Admin Planning. It will give you an important indication that how many tasks are outsourced, how many hours have saved weekly if you automate the task, and it will also give you a whole bunch of information in terms of proactive and reactive balances, task aggregation, task breakdown, so on and so forth. So it's a very useful app for an admin user. Then the big application is basically the Power BI dashboard, which is a production dashboard. Now, this dashboard is a comprehensive dashboard. As you see on the left hand side, there's so many pages which has been created by the team. It will give you a glimpse of information of your inventory, so of the tenants inventory. So it will tell you how many apps exist, how many SharePoint app exist, how many Power Automate flow exist, how many environments are there, how many teams environment are there, how many bots exist, how are you using AI Builder, how many Power Pages site exist, what does the business process flow do within your tenant. And this is from a monitoring perspective. This is basically gives you an inventory. So if you read the statement over here, it says query Power Platform inventory, environments, apps, flows, makers, connectors, bot solutions at scale, and monitor the usage across your entire tenant. uh, Second section is govern. So if you want to govern your environment, then you can govern from an apps flows capacity perspective. Like if your environment is going out of capacity, like if it is nearing capacity, then maybe it's time to extend your environment or buy some more storage solutions. So those all things you can get a notification from an environment perspective. From an app perspective, you can perform various risk assessment, because if someone creates an app and if it is shared virally within your organization, and if it is not a managed app, then you can take corrective actions. You can also check which apps are most used, which apps are frequently used, or which apps are not even used in the last, like say, 2 years or 3 years. Then you can identify those apps or flows to be a candidate for cleanup. Okay, you can identify the complex flow, you can identify which connections are used by which makers, and then whether that action or connections which has been used within the apps or flows follows your organization data loss prevention policy or not. Then there's a nurture component. Nurture component is basically all for your makers, whereby you can make your star app, find your star app and flow makers, so that you can give them some motivation to build further apps, further advance their solution, so that that app can be promoted as an enterprise app, which can add value to the organization. Okay, so it's all about establishing that adoption platform for your organization. You can even check the Power Apps adoption and year on year adoption for your application in the Center of Excellence certificate. So there are a lot of things which you can do over here. I'm just showing you some basic Power BI dashboard. So this is a Power Apps basically section which shows you how many apps exist, how many Canvas app exist, who are the top maker cities. So here you can see that Brisbane is the top maker city, how many custom pages you have created, so on and so forth. So that's why you get all those insights, and admin can take that insight and then further govern, adopt, and extend your platform based on the insight received from this dashboard. So that's it, folks. This is all about Center of Excellence Starter Kit. So this was just like a introductory session on what the Center of Excellence Starter Kit comprises of. As we have seen, it comprises of various components. Components has various apps in it, and then it has a set of reports. And then the COE toolkit components has various components defined. What are the benefits of using the Center of Excellence Starter Kit? What are the COE setup and upgrade wizard app? What is the starting point for setting up Center of Excellence Starter Kit? What are you going to do out of it? How does it function? So it all functions on basis of apps and flows within your organization. So it's basically an app which has a lot of flows in the backend, which when run collects inventory, and then you can take additional corrective actions. Now there are some apps which are very much important, like the Power Platform Admin View app, and it does a whole bunch of things, and it is useful from an admin governance perspective. It also displays a lot of solutions, connectors, bots, flows, environment capacity, all this information. So in a nutshell, this is all about Center of Excellence Starter Kit. Thanks for watching.